Okay, let's dive in. We've got sources detailing what is, frankly, an earthquake in U.S. immigration policy. Forget small tweaks. This is big. September 19th, 2025. The White House drops a proclamation, completely rewrites the rules for skilled workers coming in. We're talking H-1B visas. So the massive question we have to tackle is this finally protecting American jobs? Or did they just, torpedo American innovation? You brought the sources. We're going to cut through the noise and figure out what this costs you. It really is a flashpoint, legally and economically. The official name is Restriction on Entry of Certain Non-Immigrant Workers. And yeah, go straight for the H-1B program. That's the main route for, skilled folks in tech, engineering, the specialty occupations.
Right.
And the backdrop here is years of, let's be honest, fierce debate. Claims that the system, the lottery, was being gamed by companies to hire cheaper foreign labor instead of Americans.
And they didn't just tweak it, did they? They threw up a wall, a financial wall. We have to start with the fee, $100,000 per worker per year. That's wow. It is staggering. And look, context is everything here. $100,000 per petition. Think about what that does. It basically wipes the H-1B off the map for, almost anyone but the absolute giants. Startups, forget it. Mid-sized companies, probably not.
So it's not just raising revenue.
No. It structurally re-engineers the whole landscape. It funnels all that global talent towards the massive, deep-pocketed corporations, your Googles, your Metas.
That's a critical point. It's corporate Darwinism via regulation. Okay, let's get the timing and specifics right. Who exactly gets slammed with this fee?
Right. So effective immediately, like today, September 21st, 2025. It's set for 12 months, but, these things often get extended. Crucially, though, and this is key for anyone listening who's maybe on an H-1B now, this fee only hits future applicants, people trying to get into the lottery for fiscal year 2026 who are outside the U.S. right now. If you already have an H-1B or you got approved in the lottery this year, the 2025 one, you're fine. That $100K doesn't touch you.
Okay, so current workers are safe, breathe easy for now, but the future pipeline, it's just been dynamited. Unless you're rich enough to take the express lane, right? Tell us about this gold card.
Ah, yes. The gold card. That came via a separate executive order, basically setting up this parallel system. It's not just faster H-1B processing, it's a whole different animal. It lets high net worth folks completely sidestep the H-1B lottery for essentially an expedited path towards permanent residency.
So the government is literally selling green cards faster if you've got the cash. What's the price tag on that golden ticket?
It's definitely aimed high. We're talking either a $1 million personal fee paid by the individual immigrant.
$1 million.
Or $2 million if a sponsoring company pays it. So yeah, it clearly prioritizes, the wealthy individuals and the corporations willing to shell out big bucks over your typical skilled H-1B applicant who might earn less initially.
Wow. So you have this insane $100 K barrier for regular skilled workers, and then a multi-million-dollar bypass for the super rich. The reaction must have been instant chaos. Tech giants, right, Microsoft, Meta, they rely on H-1Bs. What did they say?
Oh, immediate backlash.
Yeah.
Loud. They called it a blow to innovation, catastrophic. I mean, these companies got thousands of H-1Bs approved just this year, like 5,000 plus each for Microsoft and Meta. They see their talent pipeline getting choked off.
And the lawyer.
Oh, they're circling. Every immigration lawyer is predicting a massive wave of lawsuits, like immediately, questioning if the president even has the authority to slap on fees like this without Congress signing off. So add massive legal uncertainty to the economic disruption. That's the new normal, apparently. Okay,
so if it's causing this much chaos, this much pushback, what was the official justification? Why did the White House think this $100,000 fee and the gold card thing were, necessary? How did they frame it?
The framing is all about defending the American worker. They paint a picture of U.S. workers under siege, facing economic pressure. The core argument, based on the data they cited, is that big companies are laying off Americans and then turning right around, sometimes in the very same quarter, and hiring loads of foreign workers, often at lower wages. They claim it's deliberate displacement.
And they named names, or at least pointed to scale, didn't they?
They did. Amazon was a specific example cited, approved for something like 12,000 H-1Bs in early 2025. Putting that number next to layoff announcements, it makes for powerful political messaging.
And there's that other really inflammatory practice mentioned.
Yes, the training issue. The proclamation explicitly calls out the practice, which sources confirm happens, where U.S. workers are forced to train their own H-1B replacements before they're let go, often gagged by NDAs too.
that detail just lights a fire under people. And the numbers suggest this isn't just a few bad apples. It's like systemic in IT now.
Absolutely. The sources show a huge shift. Back in, 2003, maybe 32% of IT roles were H-1B. Now, it's apparently over 65%. That's a massive concentration.
And the direct hit, wages.
Exactly. Money talks. The data suggests H-1B hires often come in 20, maybe 30% below the going rate for U.S. workers in similar roles. So the administration argues this policy, blunt as it is, protects salaries for those, 10 million plus Americans in tech and STEM fields.
And this isn't just a U.S. issue, is it? What about other countries?
No, it's got global ripples. India's government, for instance, is reportedly scrambling to figure out the impact. Indian nationals are, by far, the biggest group getting H-1Bs. So yeah, this is an international economic lever being pulled.
Okay, wait. The White House says deliberate displacement. But couldn't tech companies just fire back and say, look, we can't find enough Americans with these hyper-specialized skills we have to hire globally? Doesn't this whole policy just ignore that skills gap argument?
That's precisely the heart of the conflict, isn't it? The tech industry absolutely makes that case. They say the talent pool is global for these cutting-edge roles, and restricting access just pushes jobs and innovation offshore. But this policy basically says, oh yeah, if the talent shortage is that bad, prove it. Either pay the $100K fee per worker or raise your U.S. salaries high enough to attract the American talent you claim doesn't exist.
So it puts the onus back on the corporations.
Okay, let's pivot. Enough politics. Let's talk reality for the average person listening. Companies face this massive new cost. How does that inevitably trickle down and hit you, the consumer, the taxpayer?
Right, this is where it gets really personal, and it's definitely a double-edged sword. Let's start with jobs and wages. The potential upside is pretty clear, right? Less competition from lower-paid H-1B workers could mean more job security and, crucially, higher pay for those 10 million U.S. tech folks. Maybe your typical software engineer starts commanding $120K, $130 because that cheaper labor source is gone.
Which sounds great for those workers. But what's the but? What's the downside for the economy overall? The but is a potential talent crunch, a severe one. If companies genuinely can't find the specialized skills they need, maybe for a specific AI project or a new biotech venture, those projects might get delayed, downsized, or even canceled. And the irony, that could lead to layoffs of the existing American workers on those teams.
Ouch. Okay. And if research and development slows down, that affects the stuff we buy, the tech we use every day.
Absolutely. Slower R&D means delays in getting the next cool gadget, the faster app, the smarter AI tool, the cheaper cloud service. Things we kind of take for granted. There's a real worry, you see it in the analyses, that the U.S. could lose its edge in the global tech race. Europe, Asia, they might just pull ahead while U.S. firms are struggling to hire.
And we pay for it twice, right? Slower innovation and higher prices when stuff finally does come out.
Yeah.
Because that $100K fee has to go somewhere.
Exactly. Costs don't just vanish. They get passed on. The report suggests we could see prices rise, maybe 5 to 10%, for things that depend heavily on tech. Think your Netflix bill, the cost of your next smartphone, maybe even online shopping delivery fees. That $100K is baked into the digital economy you rely on.
So maybe your cousin, the coder, gets a raise, but you pay more for, well, everything digital.
Yeah.
What about the government's angle? All that fee money, the $1 million gold cards. Does that revenue help offset the damage?
Well, the inflow to the Treasury could be pretty massive, yeah. Billions, potentially.
Yeah.
And that money could be used for popular things, fixing roads, boosting unemployment benefits, you name it. That's the upside.
But there's always a but.
The but is the potential hit to overall economic growth. If talent shortages really bite, GDP growth could slow down, maybe by 1 or 2%, according to some projections.
And slower GDP growth eventually hits everyone, right?
It does. It strains things like Social Security and Medicare funding, which impacts retirees. And it can drag down the stock market, which hits your 401k, your retirement savings. So yeah, that short-term revenue boost might come at a longer-term cost to the whole economy.
And we can't ignore the politics. This policy screams America first, doesn't it? Plays right into that narrative for working-class voters worried about jobs.
It absolutely reinforces that narrative. But at the same time, it alienates huge swaths of the tech world, probably deepens the divide between, the coasts and the middle of the country. And with lawsuits guaranteed, we're looking at years of uncertainty for everyone, from the CEO planning a 5-year strategy to the student wondering where the jobs will be. So at the end of the day, it's a really stark trade-off. You're potentially boosting wages and job security security for American tech workers, which is significant. But the price might be slower innovation, higher consumer costs, and maybe ceding America's global tech leadership. It's a gamble.
Which brings us to the core question, the one staring us in the face. When you look at how this thing is built, you've got this unbelievable $100,000 fee for skilled workers, a fee only the biggest companies can really stomach. And right next to it, you create a multi-million-dollar gold card fast lane for the super wealthy. So you have to ask, is this policy really about protecting skilled American labor? Or is it about fundamentally rebuilding the American labor market into a playground, defined purely by how big your or your company's bank account is? Is this genius? Is it absolute madness? What do you think? We just ripped through the sources. Now we need your take. Smash that like button. Get in the comments. Tell us how this hits your job, your bank account. And seriously, hit subscribe. Hit follow right now. Because you cannot afford to miss our next deep dive. We're bringing the analysis you won't get anywhere else. Stay sharp.